Hey guys, it's Ted Possible, or Mr. Possible, the albino rhino, as I like to call myself. Hey, I just got done reading a couple chapters in Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. What a fantastic book. It really brought some clarity to the things that I've been working on in my life. In particular, prioritizing things and the things that you shouldn't prioritize and that you should procrastinate on. Those were very interesting to me, and it really brought some clarity. For instance, in my life, I need to procrastinate on things that other people can do, things that I can delegate to them. So it might be interesting exercise if you haven't read the book, just to write down the things that you want to get done and then label them as the things that other people could do and delegate those to other people, whatever they may be. The dishes, maybe you have kids, they can do the dishes, or whatever those little things are. So some action I took in my life is, I really took a hard look at work and what is expected of me and what I've actually been doing. And the perceptions there was a stark difference. And I think that that's something we do in our lives, is we rationalize what we're doing, that it's hard, that we're working on it, that it takes time and it's time consuming. But we don't really look at the value that it's producing for the position we're in. So that was a hard pill to swallow, but remarkably, my numbers were low. So I will start focusing on that. And I'm mentioning that in my vlog for accountability so that, you guys can hold me accountable and that I can hold myself accountable by saying it in the public. I did yesterday, a little update on yesterday. I did my goals that I wrote down on Facebook. So I did write down my goals. I haven't put them on the bathroom mirror yet, but I did write them down. So I will be putting them on the bathroom mirror today. And I also did go play live poker yesterday. And when I talked about yesterday, was that, I was scared that I would lose my bankroll, or, and that fear was overpowering me and I was dreading it. Well, let me tell you the result of that. It was one of the things I didn't anticipate. I put on a huge chunk, added a huge chunk of my bankroll, played well. My training really came into play. I took notes. I did everything that I needed to do. I had several hand breakdowns. I went over it with my friends, and I did a retrospective where I looked at how I played, the mistakes I made, and the plays that I would do again or take back. And so that was really awesome. It was very beneficial. And I actually met some people that were interesting. So again, reframing that whole thing was a huge difference for me, and doing it afraid. And just like this morning when I was reading Eat That Frog, I was afraid to actually look into how I was doing at work. And again, that fear is more powerful than actually doing it. So I got really clear on my goals, and I want to tell you what those goals are, my life goals. My life goals are to be financially independent. And the reason I want to be financially independent, the why, the thing that Ruth Soukup talks about in Do It Scared, is that I want to be able to do whatever I want to do. I don't want to have to depend on someone else. I don't want someone else to tell me how to do what I want to do. And I don't want to have to report to anyone for the rest of my life. So that's my goal, is financial independence. The second goal is to be healthy, which means muscularly fit, as well as, losing any body fat that I have, going to the doctor, having regular checkups. The third goal is to be a great family man. And that means getting married in September to the most wonderful person I have ever met in my life. She's amazing. She's definitely my cheerleader, and I admire her. I admire her tenacity, and I admire her can-do attitude and her never quit attitude. So there's that, being the best father I can with my children, which means, and this became really clear to me after reading Eat That Frog. Sorry, it's my frog, but Eat That Frog. It became very clear to me that being a family man and being a father means spending time with my children. It doesn't mean that I have to do all the other stuff in between. Like an example of that is I want to open the pool. I have a pool in my backyard and I want to open it. And last year I spent a tremendous amount of time opening that pool. And I really consider it now, after reading Eat That Frog, a waste of time. It was interesting. It was learning. It was a learning experience, but it's not something that's in my forte. It's certainly not something that's going to lead to one of my life goals. So I could delegate that to somebody else. I spent a lot of time following up on the pool guy. I spent a lot of time figuring it out myself and ultimately going with what I had decided. And that's a big problem I have at both work and like that, is that I found that I can't depend on people. So instead, what I have done now is I have asked a very trustworthy friend to root those people out for me. And I think that's going to work out great, so that I don't have to spend all that time and I can just get the professionals to come to my house and do the things that need to be done. And those are the kinds of things I think that weigh me down and don't allow me the time to do what I need to do. So I'm really, really liking Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Check it out. I'll leave the link in the description below. Major win yesterday for poker, for, first of all, not just because I won money, but also because I followed through. I did all the steps that I needed to do. Major win to write down life goals and monthly goals and daily goals. Major win. And major win, what I do need to work on is, so I got an eye exam, which is the first step to my name change, to becoming Mr. Possible legally. And I made the mistake of someone at the eye doctors telling me they would follow up with the DMV. They would, get back to me. It's now been a week. They have not got back to me. I don't think, they followed up. I understand that's not really their job, but I made the mistake of depending on that in someone I did not know. So I'm going to make that a priority. I'm going to schedule the appointment with the DMV, find out what I need to do in order to get my license and get it done. And that's something I have to make a priority. I think only I can do. So I'm going to work on that. And I think for those of you trying to get things done, focus on the things that only you can do and make them your top priority, and eat the ugliest frog first, as the book says. So I'm still on 75 Hard, about 75 Hard. This is day 50. This program has been fantastic. Now, I've read a lot of reviews out there, and there's a lot of naysayers, but they're not really looking at the program. They're not really understanding the intent behind the program. But after 50 days, I am a completely motivated, I won't say changed, because I am the person I am, but definitely uncovered, definitely fired up. And I highly recommend the program. Look, if you say I don't have time in the day to do two, these are the naysayers. They're like, there's not time enough in the day to do 2 workouts, and you can't drink a gallon of water. There's no scientific, backing behind it. Well, there is actually, because the scientific backing says that you should drink 80 ounces of water. But when you're working out twice a day, yes, you need about 48 more ounces to rehydrate. But the other stuff also, there's a lot of naysayers. There's always going to be naysayers. 2 crabs in a bucket. 1 crab is going to pull you down. It's for protection. It's not for anything, malicious. But what I found the program does more than anything is, I was one of those people, man, I'm really going to have to give up a lot in order to do this program. But actually, I found the opposite. Once I started doing the program, time started to open up in my day that I didn't even know I had. There was more time. So if you're one of those people who's saying, I can't do this program because it's 2 workouts a day and I work a job and, all of the excuses, those are excuses. And this Mr. Possible is not for you, because that leads to the impossible. When you say you can't do something, that's the impossible. So I just, it's fine. There's other YouTube programs for you. This is not for you. 75 Hard, I think, is the program that people will do that will change their thinking. It will modify the way they organize their time. And certainly in me, I wasn't reading 10 pages a day of, self-help, actually nonfiction. I wasn't reading them. I wasn't actually doing it. I thought I was. I was doing Lumosity, which is like brain games, but I was only doing 4, 5, 6, 7 day streaks. I'm now on a 71-day streak in Lumosity, not even trying, just because it's a habit now. I'm building it into my life. It's building my brain. It's going towards that health goal. It's going towards being healthy. So I really recommend the 75 Hard program. I really recommend committing and sticking to it and going with it hard. If you're looking for changes in your life, guys who are going through a divorce and you've kind of been in the same situation that I have been, you've been authoritative, but not really connected, or you don't have a lot of value for yourself, or you don't love yourself, or you're feeling kind of like, what can I do to get better discipline? 75 Hard is it. Commit and stick to it. And hey, guys, if you fail, you can start over. That's the beauty of the 75 Hard program. You have to do 5 things. If you miss one of them, you start over on day 1. Day 50 here. I still have 25 more days to go, but wait a minute. Day 55 here. My bad. Day 55. I don't even know my own days. So day 55, I still have 20 more days to go. And I'm excited. It has reignited poker. It has made my goals clear in life. It has changed the clarity. It has taught me that, yes, I can work out. I can build muscle. I can focus on the things that are most important. I've actually been working it with my fiance. So 75 Hard for me will actually end up being longer because my fiance got on it later, and I will ride the whole program with her till the end. And I cannot say enough about the program. It's very simple in understanding, but in actually doing, it may be one of the hardest things you ever do in your life, but I would highly recommend that you commit to it. So that being said, clarity. That is what I have today. I wish it on you as well. Remember, it's possible, but it's hard work. It's not easy. You're not going to just stumble into it. Someone's not just going to give it to you. Remember that they say that, I don't know what the percentage is, but the majority of lottery winners lose their winnings and go bankrupt within the first 5 years. Not just lose it, but they go into debt in the first 5 years because they can't handle the possible, because they haven't done the hard work. They haven't got there. So guys, again, thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and share this video. I will be changing formats. I'm going to do a poker playlist. I'm going to do a divorce playlist. I'm going to do the different streams of my life that I've been successful in doing the possible. So it's exciting times ahead. I'm also going to post Facebook pages and hold myself accountable for the things that I'm saying I'm going to do. And I have a really, really big thing coming. Something that I can't believe that I'm going to do, but I will tell you this. I'll give you a little bit of hint. It involves intense disdain. And on that note, I'm going to bid you adieu. Thanks, guys. This has been Mr. Possible. Like, subscribe, and share, and have a good one.